Hello guys, it's another interesting episode of what's going on with I know go see. Oh, thank you for being with me on this journey. So today we'll be looking at two important personality in Nigeria. First and foremost, I'm sure by now we are all aware about this video circulating about the former Accountant General of the Federation, the person of Ahmed Idris. He was once the Accountant General of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he was sacked, and then prior to his appointment being terminated, he was first invited by the AFCC. He did not honor the invitation, and at a point they picked him up. And subsequent after that, the Minister of Finance announced his the termination of his appointment. So Ahmed Idris, like we all know, for those that have not seen the video, I will attach the video to this video so that you can all see it.
Kami would exactly. He will make a great
say Kannywood.
All those Kannywood stars, they need to headhunt him. Their producers, he will make a very good actor. You know, especially in the comedy. You know, they should get them. Ali Nuhu and other people.
See the collar on his neck.
Kannywood, they need to get this talent so that he can be used. This,
can't even suspect.
at this stage, in fact, when I first saw that video, I said, but why nobody can walk on his own? This person will run faster than.
Can't you see him? He was doing
He was making prayers.
Watch now. After here, now they will go and pray.
Making prayers. If you are not fit.
Okay, now they are coming back from the court now.
He cannot even bend down to pray.
So the way he lifted himself up. Look at this stage, he's been reducing the theatrics.
Yes.
Little by little, reducing the theatrics little by little. You know,
Okay,
because he wasn't sure that people were not
He didn't know there's a camera in the room.
still watching. But the moment that door slammed shut,
Yeah.
Bakam.
You know that, okay, all they know now.
he and his accomplices were the people left. At that point, he became his real self. He's an extremely dishonest individual. This is
Hey!
what we have seen.
You can't set stop with whatever documents this kind of person will bring.
Now see him now. He's praying now.
This is someone that can
Hey!
lead prayers.
Hey! Nigeria! Nigeria!
Because this is an exercise for them.
Hey! The man that has spinal cord injury is not bending down
The people
to pray.
who are behind this, who are
See him.
behind this kind of individual,
Hey! God!
ultimately,
God will catch all of you. God will expose all of you.
No one is saying that.
After thieving, after stealing our money, after stealing all our oil money, you go and keep it in overseas account, and then you now come and start faking that you are sick.
Been accused of
Video so that you can all see it. Now, this guy is someone that who was invited by the FCC then on a 80 billion naira fraud allegation, and he chose not to honor the invitation. They were cutting corners here and there. They finally picked them up and all the brouhaha. Now there was a panel set up to investigate and to look into this matter. And when the panel was set up, this guy came with like a dozen, they should even more than a dozen persons, like lots of his village people, lot of his fan. They came trying to guide him into the venue where the investigation was being carried out. Like it was, they portrayed it like he was battling for his health, like it was a life and death thing. And of course, this is not a new thing to Nigeria. Like you see, once it's time, when it's time to embezzle, to pick up public offices and embezzle money, they're always in good shape. They're always doing fine, looking good and radiant. But the very moment it's time for investigation, they start doing as if they are going to further tomorrow. They start doing like tomorrow is as in they're battling for their head. Remember the same thing with Alice in is it Madueke or what was the name of this woman? The former minister of petroleum. Remember the same case to several of all these people. Once it's time for invitation, you see them. So if you've been following things happening with Nigeria, you realize that that is always the case. They are always fighting for their life when it's time to come and give account of how they've use the privileges, the power, and everything they have in office. How have you been able to manage these common resources? That is the very moment they start having issues with their health and challenges. Imagine it was so sick to the extent that it was not even brought on a stretcher. It was people guiding him here and there. Unknown to him that there was a camera planted in that room that captured everything. See him. This same person is saying he's praying to God. You see, that's the problem with Nigerians. We seem to carry all these religious things on our head. This religion, a lot of people don't even have a relationship with the God they say they are serving. They are using all these things, and you see the stupid people that took him there, that they know they were both lying. They were still the one praying to God. The same people that they were embezzling Nigerian funds together. Now, do you know that most times what happens in the media is always different from what is actually happening in court? Now, if this matter gets to court, do you know that there will still be a lawyer that will collect money from this same guy, go to court, and start raising all manners of defenses? I'll not even be surprised when I see a detailed doctor report saying that this guy is going through serious medical challenges. Yes, because most often than not, what is going on in court is different from what is going out in social media, what is going out in the world. And the thing is that the judge will always have his or her hands tied, because the only thing that is permitted to look into are those things presented as evidence or presented in other ways as evidence before him. You cannot say, oh, we are all seeing this in social media and everything. No. In as much as it's not a ADR thing, the judge is being constrained to just look at those things that were presented before him. All right. Okay. So, in the same vein, I will, like I said before, I will look at two important personalities in Nigeria. The other is Betta Edu. I already did a documentary about Betta Edu. I will attach it in the description box if you are yet to see that video, a full documentary. I'm going to do a full documentary on Ahmed Idris as well. Now, for Betta Edu, there is still an ongoing investigation when it comes to the fraud and everything that was said about him, about her diverting public funds into personal and private accounts and all those things. Investigations were still going on. Then you see some set of people that carry their placards up, bring back our better, bring back our better, bring back our better. Into all those things. Investigations were still going on. What are these people trying to say? Are they Nigerians that mean well for Nigerians, or they are just few set of people whom they've greased their hands, whom they've greased their purse, whom greased their account? I wouldn't know if that is the case, but of course, it's sitting towards that area. Now, looking at it, they were saying, bring back our guests, bring back our better. The questions that come to mind is that these people saying, bring back our guests, are there people suffering, or there are people that were embezzling the money together? Or perhaps one of them is even one of those people that the money is to go into his or her account. These people are shouting, bring back our better. Like they are trying to portray them like they were in IDP camps. But no, they were in a fully conditioned place. When we all know that the states and the state of those in IDP camps are nothing to write home about. They are nothing to write home about. Those people in IDP camps, one of the things they were just being grateful for is the gift of life, because some of them, they've been subjected far below their initial standard of living. These are people carrying, looking very good, looking very radiant. They are carrying makeups, wearing expensive clothes, expensive jewelries, and everything. And we're the one carrying placards. Bring back our better, bring back our better. Most of them are even trying to cover this this thing they are carrying with their face. They are trying to cover their face with the nonsense thing placards we're carrying up and down. Shout bring back our better. Of course, we know that when it comes to Nigeria, like people used to say, when it comes to Nigeria, nothing is normal. Now it's now boils down back to how are these things, as how do people try get to maneuver their way through these things. One thing I used to tell people is that when we're looking at choosing good leaders, it's not just about the presidency and those in the executive arm of government. No, the major part of these people, or what we is the major part of their work and what will make them deliver concrete results to Nigerians and to every one of us is the quality of legislatures, the legislative members that we have, both at the federal level, the state and the state level. Because whatsoever it is that the executive will do is largely dependent on the laws in place. Of course, we know that the executive arm can make policies and everything. But do you know that when a policy is contradicting the fundamental laws as the existing laws, that policy will be said to be null and void to the extent of its inadequacies. To the extent of inadequacies when it comes to the law. I'm trying to break it down. I don't want to be using all these legal terms so that for an average person out there that is not a lawyer, you will understand what I'm trying to say. Now, if there is a law that says that, okay, now for instance, budget making should be open, like it should be on air, the process should be on air. A president cannot say no, I'm overriding that. It is a law. It must be done. Just like for election, for instance, the Act says that after 4 years, right from the constitution now, after 4 years, the term of a governor, a president is 4 years, eligible for another 4 years. Do you understand? Now, a president on his own cannot say, okay, I have the overriding factor, overriding support and everything. No, it's no longer 4 years. I'm making it 6 years. My tenure will be 6 years. No, he can only try to maneuver his ways with the legislatures and everything, try to see, have them change that law. He cannot on his own say, no, this is it and I'm sitting on it. No, because there is an existing law. Now, all these people, all these corruption or corrupted people, what is making them to fly? What is making Nigeria sink in deep mess of corruption? It is our laws. I've said it over again and I used to say it over and over again. For instance, when I was writing my dissertation on, when I was doing my postgraduate study, that's for my LLM, when I was writing my dissertation, one of the things I looked at is a comparative study of different laws across different countries. I look at the 51 states in Australia. I look at China. I look at the laws of United Kingdom. I look at the laws of United States of America. The thing is that the presidential form that of United States of America that we are even following, it is not. We are not even doing it as we're doing it over there. We are not doing the right things. Now, when we come back to the common laws that, okay, the UK and everything, we get our common law and our laws and everything, equity and everything from there, even some of, the statutes of general application and everything. All these things that we're saying that we are not just, we are just being biased with our laws. I've said it over and over again, until Nigeria start changing their laws, nothing will be different. If you like, put Peter Obi as president. Put somebody that say, okay, does not have any corruption corruption instance or any corruption history, any corrupt history. Because the thing that this is just one out of several thousands of others. So just like what of course, we're not saying he's not going to try his best, but they're going to choke him. And for instance, I read this book by Okonjo-Iweala, reforming the unreformable, emphasis on Nigeria. Like that book is an eye opener. Now, I wouldn't want to digress into that. That's a topic for another day. If you can ends on that book, it is a very very good book. I recommend it. Now, back to what I'm saying. When I did a comparative analysis of all these other foreign laws, all these laws, one of the things that caught my attention was in China. Imagine the volume of their population in China. I'm not saying there are no corruption in these places. Don't get me wrong, but they are as in they are highly regulated. It is to the mind like very minute. Not that in a teacher in Nigeria, even in primary school, do you know that primary school teachers are corrupt? The headmaster of a primary school, yes. If they give them allocation or a budget for everything, everybody squander it. That is to tell you the kind of deep corruption that is in Nigeria. In China now, for instance, let me break down their laws to you. For instance, in China, if like corruption is grade by grade. No, like I would try to like I said, I'm trying to make an average man out there understand what these things is all about. Now in China, for instance, if you see a particular sum of money, like for instance, let's say you see like maybe $100 million. Like I'm using dollars now because the general form of means of payment and form of exchange and everything is the general acceptable this thing all over across the world. Now, for instance, like let's say you stole 100,000 or $100 million. Do you know that when they get you, when you are being investigated, sentenced and everything, what they will take from you will not be $100, $100,000. If you see $100,000, what they will take from you will not be $100,000. They will take about $250,000 from you. So it means that the money that you take from government and maybe some other maybe that's you are even a first offender. That's even you're the first every other money that you've been taking as well, they are going to collect it. Now, for instance, let's say that when they collect everything, what they were able to recover from is maybe 1,050. The other amount that remain, do you know where they collect it? They will get your wife account, they will get your sons, your children account, they will get everything. If they are unable to get your property, they are going to get all of them. They must get that money complete. Now, if everything there you have there, they are still not able to recoup everything. They will now go further. Your uncles, everyone related to you. Of course, no, this is a standardized this thing. They have a standardized working system over there. Everybody have their social number, everything where you are connected to yourself. Everybody know. Of course, in Nigeria, it is only if we say we are not being sincere. We are connected to ourselves. This person. The uncle. The auntie. Because most of we screw with ourselves. Even if we school abroad, we are not the only person there. We know ourselves. Who your uncle is. Who is they will gather all of those people connected to you, so that if you have somebody in government, you will be the one. Please, so no go see government money, no carry your bad luck reach my side though. How they tell you now, I no collect one kobo from you. Not like in Nigeria. That even your wife, your uncles and everything, they tell you, now that you're in government, you don't remember us. Do something for us now. Your wife is asking you for a diamond of maybe $1 million. And how much is your salary? How much is your take home without corruption? Will you be able to afford that? So I think the laws in Nigeria, I've said it over and over again, it's even part of my recommendation. The laws in Nigeria need a complete overhaul. Yes. Now, for instance, do you know that in Nigeria, we've seen cases in Nigeria that somebody steal a very huge amount of money, and when you get to court, and do you know that our court, there is hardly anywhere you see fine that they say you are paying fine of 10 million, 20 million for what? They can tell you pay fine of 500,000, or with imprisonment or in lieu of imprisonment, depending on the discretion of the judge. Somebody steal 100 million, then that same person is now asked to come and pay fine of you will pay fine of maybe 200,000, sometimes 80,000. The person will even tell you the change. You will leave the change with the officials of those people working there. You can have the change and go back home. Because we don't have functional laws, people will even prefer to keep the money in their bank account, go to prison, if 5 years, 6 years, come back, go back and start spending their money. It is that grievous. It is that bad. The volume of laws that we have in Nigeria needs a complete overhaul. And the task to do this is in your hands, is in my hands as in Nigeria. When people come to your place to come and say, okay, vote for us, so I'm going to National Assembly, I'm going to Federal House of Assembly, I'm going to Senate, I'm going to House of Assembly, I'm going to this, I'm going to that. Go back, check their this thing. What laws have they influenced? And how as what is positivity in those laws? How does those laws affect Nigeria? Until we start having laws that criminalize that give maximum punishment for corruption, nothing is going to change in Nigeria. Take it or leave it. Until we start having laws that brings capital punishment, death sentence, with hanging, leather injections and the likes for corrupt people, nothing is going to change in Nigeria. Until we start having laws that criminalize all these things, nothing is going to change. So that when you even try to come and say, no, my head first, so they tell you, say, see, now death sentence, they hang on your head. Just like when you have a criminal matter in court. If you are trying to say, my head, of course, like I said, Nigerian law is generally defective. They will say, your head first, go and battle with your head first, and sometimes. But until all these people that will try to parade themselves, they are sick and everything. Until you see that it is even from this death, this sickness bed that they will send you to death straight, so that it's even be very easy for you to go and die. People will not, and all these government officials, they will keep taking Nigerians and Nigerian government and our posterity as a whole for nothing. They will keep treating it the same way they are treating it. But when they know that see, these people, they are not going to give they not send the position of the law, even if you are sick, you must come and attend to your case. Let them bring doctor that will be attending to you on that bed, but you must attend to it. If you not attend to it, if they should continue their investigation, if the investigation did not proceed, they should it should go to court. From there, they should proceed. Until it is a death sentence. Until it is a death sentence. And the thing is that, you see, when you kill one man, it is murder. It is a death sentence. When you are involved in armed robbery, even if it is space to carry, go rob. Even if it is orogun, like that spatula, to go rob, it is armed robbery. It is a death sentence. There's somebody that decides to kill the posterity of so many people by embezzling so many funds. Decide to kill so many destinies. Decide to frustrate so many Nigerians just by his own selfish interests. You say that person should go for imprisonment of 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 6 months. Is that not wickedness? Is that kind of a law not wickedness? Should that kind of law not be challenged and be given a complete overhaul? If need be completely scraped and new laws be made, shouldn't it be? Yeah. Somebody that the investigation is still going on, they are even yet to complete it. He's trying to maneuver it away. Bring back our Betta. Bring back our Betta. That is to tell you how decayed Nigeria is. How decayed Nigeria is. And this should not continue. This should not continue. This is a call out to all our legislative bodies, to all our legislators across different entities. It is time for overhauling. And I know that these people don't want to do these things as well, because they themselves, they are guilty of this, and they know that it's just like you are telling somebody to sentence him or herself to death. We as Nigerians, we must take these things in our hands. Start asking for accountability. Start making our leaders accountable. And start having good laws, genuine laws. So that even when somebody gets to this office, the first prayer that will come from him or her should not be their even first immediate families. Their immediate family should be the one called, please, so daddy, don't go put us into mess. So we are not asking for anything. Oh, don't go and embezzle. Oh, we don't want problem. Oh, your wife should always tap you by the bed. Your husband should always tap you by the bed. Please, so you are going. No, don't go and do anything that will tarnish our image. Don't go and do anything that will even take us another square one that will leave us worse than when you got appointed into the office. Until we start having genuine laws that truly care for the common good, these things will continue to be. This is just Just 80 million fraud when I'm making reference to Ahmed Idris, just one. Imagine some other fraud that have not even been discovered or not yet even in the media. This guy is already behaving this way. Apparently, that guy, there is nothing wrong with him. He just, and of course, you still see lawyers as well that will still go to court, start maneuvering their ways. That no, it's Photoshop, is this, is that. Of course, it's our work now. We see a lot of them in court. And of course, the constitution, the practitioners that says you should defend your client, but should you defend your client at the common good of everybody? Now, for instance, because people will always say, no, that's the law, that's the law. Now, if an armed robber comes into your house, rape your wife, or amputate your leg, and the same armed robber come to give you money and say, please come and go and represent me in court, that no, this is not it, this is not it, this is not it, this is not it. Will you go and represent that lawyer, that armed robber, when you know that this is the armed robber that almost destroy your life? Will you go there? Oh, so the legal practitioners act is no longer in place now. But because it was another person, you have that liberty to quickly collect that money, spend for yourself and for your family. And these are the same set of people. Okay, all those advanced countries that you think that things are working, do you think that they have messed up laws like Nigeria and that things are working there? Most of them have functioning laws. Of course, I know that there will be one or two people that will always try to maneuver their ways. Maybe they are connected to all this high and mighty, but just very, very few fragment of them. Just like the US, very, very few fragment of them. Not like Nigeria, that everywhere is corruption. Everywhere is corruption. Corruption should be given maximum punishment. There should be a complete overhaul of our laws. Then things will change. All right. So if I've given you value in this, what's going on, waiting I know go see, and seeing things from the lens of the law, I will appreciate so much that you subscribe to my channel, please. It will go a long way to help me to produce more of these videos, give us more understanding as it relates to the common good of Nigerians, the laws, where are the loopholes, where are the lacunas and everything. So please, I would really appreciate that you do give me a thumbs up, like, engage. What do you think that Nigeria should work on? And what are your own personal experiences when it comes to bad leaders? What are the things you've seen them done that they now even act without impunity? Investigation is still going on. You still have the mind to gather some people, bring back our Betta. Investigation is still going on. You still have the mind to even try to maneuver your way to just ordinary invitation. They get their way to arrest you. They're trying to maneuver, because somebody that will go to that extent to fake sickness, to fake unfit, to face the investigation and the inquiry and everything. Don't you think that kind of person as well is going lots of length underneath to make sure that he tamper with the evidence, to make sure that the real truth does not come out? Don't you think so? I'm not saying so, but I think that is something that we should think of as well. So I really appreciate that you subscribe. Please subscribe, share this as well for others to see. Thank you so much. I love you. Thanks a lot. See you in another interesting episode. God bless you.